Okay, so welcome to Korean Stories. I just want to tell a little story about hanging out with rock stars in Korea, or at least the closest thing I'll probably ever come to doing that. So this is like my second month in Korea. I went down to Hongdae. It was like my first time going in there without a Korean friend. I always had a really great Korean friend who's from Hongdae his whole life. He'd always kind of show me around there, but I decided I wanted to go on my own. I went with a coworker from my Hagwon, my school. He was a guy from England. And yeah, we're just going to go out and explore. I was going to order food for my first time at a Korean restaurant. I was always going out with the other foreigners or Korean friends who always order for me. But me and this guy, we were both new, and we just wanted to go on an adventure. So we went into Korea, we went out into Hongdae, and we went to a Samgyeopsal restaurant, Korean barbecue. We got some pork, and we ordered it on our own. It was a disaster, but we got it. It was a good experience to feel independent again. And we decided to go to this place called the FF Club. He had heard of it. It's supposed to be like a cool indie rock club. Well, if you've been in Korea for any amount of time, FF Club is definitely one of those places that most people hate. I think they just think a lot of sleazy people go there to try to meet people. I didn't get that impression at all. I could see how people could see that now after being there for 3 years. But to me, FF Club was amazing, mainly because I was really into British rock music. I still am. Bands like Arctic Monkeys, the Libertines, the Strokes, who are American, like kind of have a British sound. Well, you didn't really hear these people being played at clubs in America, or at least clubs I ever had went to, or bars even. So I was just psyched to see all these guys on the walls, and they're being played there. I'm out in public with other people who know the words and stuff. To me, it was just really cool, and I was kind of realizing I'm living in a huge megatropolis, big city. Anyway, so we're checking out the bands, and there are a bunch of Korean rock bands, and they're pretty good. But this one band gets on, and their name is Mineri, and they were just awesome. They reminded us of like a Korean version of Pavement, or Korean Oasis, if you don't know who Pavement is. Kind of Weezery sound, very 90s lo-fi sound, and we were just shocked. We had never heard Korean music like this. As we've talked about on Two Korean Man Dudes, this K-pop is all over the place. You can't really find indie rock just by going in the stores and hearing the radio. So this was awesome. It was so cool. Great time. And then the next band comes on, and no one really compared to that band Mineri, but the funny thing we noticed was when the preceding, or the bands after as well, came on, there was this guy who was wearing like Harry Potter circle glasses, which I would later find out were very popular in Korea, and he was dancing like this. Yeah, he danced like that, and I didn't get it at first, but I later figured out what I meant was like when a song came on he didn't like, he was covering his ears, and that's how he would dance. So we were cracking up, and he was so funny, and we were kind of dancing crazy too. We talk about all the time how we love to dance crazy. And yeah, he kind of took on to our dancing, kind of liked it too. Then he started up with your typical, where are you from? What are you doing here in Korea? Kind of thing. And he was like, oh, you guys, I saw you like the last band, Mineri. We're like, yeah, they were so cool. He's like, oh, that's my best friend, was the lead vocalist and guitar player. And we're like, no way, they're the best band tonight. He's like, yeah, I think so too. And so we're going to go out to dinner with them after and get a couple of drinks if you want to come. And my friend Kevin and I were like, yeah, sure. We didn't have any plans. And it ended up being one of the best nights I ever had in Korea. Definitely one of the wildest nights I ever had. We were out with these guys, and they were all, speaking English. Actually, that band, Mineri, I'll put one of their songs now. couldn't tell, but all their songs are in English. The lead singer has a very like British accent. I guess he lived in London for like a year, like on the streets, and then he worked at some Korean restaurants, and so he's got a very Koreanized British accent. Um, but yeah, so they spoke good English. He had a lot of British slang, which to me was awesome. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, and they were just like feeding us food all night. Typical way, paying for us. They had about a group of like 10 or 15 people they ran with, and my friend Kevin and I were just hanging with them all night. And it was my first time doing an all nighter ever in Seoul, and we actually stayed out to 10 a.m. the next day. I remember eating breakfast, eating coffee and yogurt at like 6 or 7 a.m. and watching the sunrise after being in like clubs and bars and cafes and stuff all night where it's dark and you're usually going downstairs. It was just such a surreal feeling. And that I'll tell some more stories about them. This will kind of be an ongoing story. But that was my first time meeting the Mineri guys, and the guy who was dancing like this, his name was Chihoon, and Chihoon specifically, is one of my best friends still to this day. So yeah, look forward to the future stories of me talking about hanging out with Mineri. There's some really crazy ones, but yeah, I hope you don't think I'm trying to brag or be cool or anything. But they're a pretty decent band, and it was just kind of cool. I had friends in bands and stuff in Korea, but it definitely wasn't living the same lifestyle. And I guess one more thing I want to say is like, for me, I really appreciated that Korean, not rock stars, but people in bands and stuff. Usually, there's a lot of drugs associated with that. That was my experience in the U.S. I kind of knew some guys in the band. I'd kind of run with them for a while in my early college and late high school years. And drugs are definitely a big thing when hanging out, but in Korea, drugs are very, very illegal. Even weed, marijuana is very illegal. So people don't do that at all. The most they do is smoke cigarettes and drink, which is fine by me. So, and yeah, I really like that. I've always felt really comfortable around them and never like, it was crazy and fun, but it was more, I don't know, creative and just a really, really good time, like a family. So yeah, I thought I'd throw that out there. That to me was awesome, and that's what's unique about hanging out with, that kind of circle in Korea. So like I said, look forward to more stories about me hanging out with the Mineri guys, and I hope you enjoyed Korean stories. So check out our blog at twocrudemountaindudes.blogspot.com and listen to Two Crude Mountain Dudes. You can find it on iTunes.